of Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtake. Today we'll be reading from Canto 6, Chapter 5. Narad Muni cursed by Prajapati Daksha. Text 1. Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued. Impelled by the illusory energy of Lord Vishnu, Prajapati Daksha begot 10,000 sons in the womb of Panchajani, Asikni. My dear king, these sons were called the Haryasvas. Text 2. My dear king, all the sons of Prajapati Daksha were alike in being very gentle and obedient to the orders of their father. When their father ordered them to beget children, they all went in the western direction. Text 3. In the west, where the river Sindhu meets the sea, there is a great place of pilgrimage known as Narayana Saras. Many sages and others advanced in spiritual consciousness live here. Text 4 and 5. In that holy place, the Haryasvas began regularly touching the lake's waters and bathing in them. Gradually becoming very pure, very much purified, they became inclined toward the activities of Paramahamsas. Nevertheless, because their father had ordered them to increase the population, they performed severe austerities to fulfill his desires. One day, when the great sage Narada saw those boys performing such fine austerities to increase the population, Narada approached them. Text 6 and 8. 6 to 8. The great sage Narada said, My dear Haryasvas, you have not seen the extremities of the earth. There is a kingdom where only one man lives and where there is a hole from which, having entered, no one emerges. A woman there is who is extremely unchaste, adorns herself with various attractive dresses, and the man who lives there is her husband. In that kingdom, there is a river flowing in both directions, a wonderful home made of 25 materials, a swan that vibrates various sounds, and an automatically revolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. You have not seen all this, and therefore you are inexperienced boys without advanced knowledge. How then will you create progeny? Text 9. Alas, your father is omniscient, but you do not know his actual order. Without knowing the actual purpose of your father, how will you create progeny? Text 10. Srila Sukadeva Goswami said, hearing these enigmatic words of Narada Muni, the Haryasvas considered them with their natural intelligence without help from others. Text 11. The Haryasvas understood the meaning of Narada's words as follows. The word bhu, the earth, refers to the field of activities. The material body, which is a result of the living being's actions, is his field of activities, and it gives him false designations. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the roots of bondage to the material world. If one foolishly engages in temporary fruitive activities and does not look toward the cessation of this bondage, what will be the benefit of his actions? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Swapna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Rajchandra Mataji, when are you ready, you can start, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji, for reading the translation, and thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity that I can share my understanding. We'll start with quick prayers. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namile Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. So today we are doing Canto 6, chapter number 5. We are starting with the first verse today. This chapter is titled Narad Muni Cursed by Prajapati Daksha. Before this, we did the chapter of the Hamsa Guhya prayers. Here in Hamsa Guhya prayers, the Daksha Prajapati had conducted a lot of austerities, because of which Vishnu was very much pleased and appeared in front of him and did give him a benediction. The benediction was to beget a lot of children, like about 10,000, 11,000 kids in the womb of his wife, Ashikni, and she was also known as Panchajani. Panchajani because her father was Panchajanya. So we will start with this little description. We will start on to the next chapter. In this next chapter also, the last verse of previous chapter, Sukadev Goswami was talking, and he continues in this chapter with the first verse. And he's saying, impelled by the illusionary energy of Lord Vishnu, Prajapati Daksh begot 10,000 sons in the womb of Panchajani. So here, they all together, those 10,000 sons, those group of 10,000 sons was also known as Haryashvash. And Panchajani is also known as Ashikni. Here, we'll go on to the next verse. There is no purport that is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada over here. I will start discussing where there is a purport. In verse number 2, he says that all the kids were very gentle and obedient to the father. So, as what the father had given them the direction that they have to enlarge the progeny, we have to create more population. This is what they were concentrating on, and by the instructions given to their father in verse number 3, we see that they headed west near Sindhu River, where it meets the sea, and that was a place which was a pilgrimage place at that time, which is also known as Narayana Saras. And here, many people used to come to perform austerities, and these 10,000 sons of Prajapati Daksha, also known as Haryashvash, also went there. In verse number 4 to 5, we see after they were there, they were taking bath in the holy water, and they were becoming very much pure and ready for a greater understanding. They were performing severe austerities because they wanted to fulfill the desire of their father. But this is the time when Narad Muni saw these kids who were so good in performing the austerities, really very sincere and completely pure, to take up to the actual spiritual knowledge. This is why he approached them here in verse number 4 to 5. Now we start understanding verse number 6 to 8. In 6 to 8, Narad Muni explains them a lot of things just through analogy. So we'll try to see how this analogy is going further from here. So here, Narad Muni is saying that this world, this earth, you have not seen the extremities of this earth. We will understand the meaning of this in verse number 11, which I will be discussing with you. In short, I will let you know. It means that we accept so many designations, as in so many material bodies, without understanding what our real goal is. Then he also calls this place a kingdom where only one man lives. There is a understanding that will come in 12th verse, but I'll just briefly explain that there is only one supreme personality in this whole universe. That is Krishna. Then he also says that if you enter this hole, you will never be able to come out. So it can be taken in two understandings, whether if you go to Vaikuntha Lok, you're not going to come back to this material world, which is one of the best thing that can happen to us. But if you unfortunately enter into the Patal Lok, then also it will be very difficult to get a human birth. Then there is also a term which explains about an unchaste prostitute changing her dresses. This is the jiva's unsteady intelligence. Our intelligence, technically in Kali Yuga, is negligible. But because it is unsteady, it becomes very difficult to understand Shastras. There is also a term in here which says the husband of that prostitute. The husband is that Jivatma who's having that unsteady intelligence. Then here it is saying there is a river flowing from both directions. Now you'll understand how is it flowing from both directions. He is trying to talk about Maya. Maya can lead to creation and dissolution. This is what he's trying to talk about over here. Then he is talking about the house made up of 25 elements, and this the reservoir of these 25 elements is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then here further it is being spoken that only a speaking swan will help us. So what is that speaking swan? That is the Shastra and the person who describes the Lord's Leela. Then here there is one more thing that says that there is a revolving, automatically revolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. Now what is that? That is the eternal time. Whatever happens, whether there is any calamity coming or no, time will keep going on. It will keep on changing. It never stops that you are busy, I'll stop for some time. Never will that happen. So that is the automatically revolving object. And here we'll move on from understanding this analogy. I have couple of understandings which I realized when I was reading this. So there is a story that we might have heard many times before. It's a story about a sadhu. We'll just try to hear this story and understand how this fits very well on this translation that is being explained to us. There was once a sadhu, very very engrossed in meditation. He had no property, nothing really that he owned. He just had two leon cloths, just as two cloths to cover himself. He would wash one, use one, wash one, use one. But one day, a mice happened to be there, and he cut those cloth. So now it was difficult for him to use them. So he spoke to the village people, because like this is my predicament, what to do. And they recommended, there is a mice in your house. Why don't you get a cat? Once there will be a cat, the cat will take care of the mice. So he gets a cat. He gets a cat. The cat is taking care of the mice. He's been taking care of himself. And now the cat keeps meowing, like whining all the time, which is disturbing his sadhana. Then he's again asking people why she keeps saying meow meow. So much she talks, I have disturbed for my sadhana. Then they say, why don't you give her milk? You should give her milk. You have to take care. Is there milk? I don't have anything. Where do I get milk from? Then they recommend, why don't you get a cow? When there will be cow, you will not have to go out every day to buy milk. Just get the milk from the cow and give it to the cat, and the cat will take care of the mice. So now he got a cow. Now he's milking now the cow is also having a lot of work to be done. Cow is not easy to take care of. You have to clean the cow, you have to milk the cow, you have to give food to the cow. Now he was getting tired that I don't get time to do my sadhana because I have to take care of the cow so much. Then people recommended, why don't you get married? Once you have a wife, she will take care of the cow. And then the cow will give milk, and the cat will get it, and the cat will take care of the mice, and you can sit around say and do your sadhana. He gets married. Now there is a wife in the house. After a few days, wife starts bickering. I want a son. And then they beget a son. And after that, then there is a problem for we want money because we have to raise the son. And then suddenly he starts doing material worldly things. that he didn't want to do. He wanted to focus on his sadhana, and one day he suddenly realizes, how did I happen to reach in this place? I was in a place where I had my Leon cloth cut, and now I'm in a place where I'm working like an ass to get money to take care of the son that I have, and the household in which I have a cat and a cow and a mice and everything. So this is how material world is. Material world is that difficult place where it says that there is a lot of extremities. It will give you a lot of pain, but still people will keep get going with it because they're enjoying it. One day, one fine day, they will have some fun. In that one fine day, for waiting for that one fine day, they keep on working like asses every single day. Here, Prabhupada has also mentioned example by Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj also in Canto number 7 says that to his father that this world, this family life is like a dark well, and it is full of anxiety, and it is because we have this temporary body, and if one wants to free himself from this anxiety, one should immediately leave his family and go to Vrindavan and practice sadhana. So this was mentioned by Prahlad Maharaj also. And here we know that Daksha Prajapati is such a great personality. I mean, he was able to see Vishnu, he did a lot of austerities. Then how come he is wanting to just populate the world? So the understanding of Prajapati Daksh is that the the more you get involved in material enjoyments, there is no enjoyment in this material world, he understands, but then there will be a lot of painful activities. And when you have lot of painful activities, a person will automatically get detached from all these issues in this world. Here, however, material nature is so strong that although man suffers at every step, he will still not cease his attempts to enjoy. This is also there in Bhagavatam 7th canto, 9th chapter, 45th shloka, that it says that under the circumstances, what should a person do when he is in too much misery, in too much pain? That is the time for him to refer or to meet a devotee like Narad Muni or anybody or any other devotee under the disciplic succession, and get the instructions of how to actually lead this life and get out of all these extremities that we find in this earth. And it is actually not fact that Daksha's philosophy is not fact that the more material involvement you will have, the more painful activities you will have to go to, you will become detached from it. You cannot get detached from it so easily. This is how Maya works. Here, I here also that I understood is that it is very, very necessary that one has blessing of a senior devotee like Narad Muni or anybody in that succession. Here, Vaishnavas are very important, is what my understanding was, and that's why I could relate that even Prithu Maharaj gave instructions to entire his entire kingdom that everybody should serve the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas so that they can progress in their life of devotional services. So from here on, we will move on to the next verse, verse number 9 and 10. We will combine that verse together. And here it is that after hearing this, the 10,000 sons realized what was the actual message. And here they are saying, Narad Muni is also saying that how are you going to follow the orders of your father? So, who is our actual father is very important to understand. Here, yes, Daksha Prajapati was the father of the 10,000 sons, but our actual father is Krishna himself. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Bija Prajapita, I am your actual seed giving father. So, his instructions are the real instructions that every human being has to follow. Why human being, I say? Because human being are the only living entities who will have the intelligence to understand the instructions. Rest other beings, unfortunately, their consciousness is not well cultivated enough to understand what is being preached to us in our Shastras. Moving on to the last verse, verse number 11 of this discussion today. This is one of the most important verse in the today's discussion, and I would recommend all the devotees, if they have time, they could go through this. It is a good purport that Prabhupada has given us. Here, translation says that now they understood who the Haryashvas understood the word bhuva. This is what I was talking about in verse number 6, that we understand the extremities of bhuva in this verse very well. Prabhupada has explained it very nicely. So here I is saying that it was described the Haryashvas understood the description given by Narad Muni very well, and they came to a conclusion that we will face a lot of extremities. We will be engaged in this body, and we will try to seek happiness, but uh, we will never be able to come out of this engagement, this bondage, and nor will we ever get any kind of happiness. Here in this human body, it is a very important duty of every living entity to get out of this engagement. We are baddha jivas. We are bounded by all the material desires. And because of these desires, we keep doing on punarapi jananam, punarapi marnam, same thing over and over again. It is also said that we chewing the chewed. We keep eating the same thing which has already been done, so it is a very stressful condition to be in the material world. One story that I had heard by my Prabhuji, who heard it from Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj's class, is also a very good story to understand the situation. It is a story of Kailash. Kailash was a business person, businessman, had his own business, agricultural business, and had couple of sons. When he had these sons, Narad Muni approaches Kailash and tells Kailash, Kailash, it's time to go back home. You should start doing sadhana. And that's when Kailash says, no, right now my kids are very young. I have to first make a good empire for them so that they can live happily. And after a few years, Narad Muni comes again. It's like, Kailash, I think now it's time. You need to start working on your sadhana. It's like, no, no, I can't work now because my kids know they don't take care of the business very well. They are not very smart as I am. So I'll have to first safeguard the entire business, and then I will start. You can come later. So Narada Muni goes back, comes again after a few years to meet Kailash, and he's like, "Where is Kailash?" People say Kailash is dead. I was like, Hare Krishna. And now Kailash is dead, and Kailash just kept doing the same thing again and again, trying to safeguard his children by having a good business, and never got an opportunity to do sadhana. Well, Narada Muni was returning. He saw a dog barking very loudly. And then he talks to Narada Muni and says, I am Kailash. It's like, oh, you became dog, Kailash. It's like, yes, now I'm a dog. I want to be a dog because this way I can protect the business because my kids are not doing very good job. So I will be around and take care of this household. And then he talks about Bhakti. He's like, no, no, this birth I'm very busy. I'm an important dog. Again, Narad Muni comes after some time, tries to look Kailash, the dog Kailash. He asks, where is that dog? And people say, the dog is dead. I was like, oh, the dog is dead. Now Kailash is gone. Now when he's going back, he sees a snake hissing. And the snake talks to Narad Muni. And the snake says, oh, I'm Kailash. I was like, oh, now you're a snake. I was like, yeah, because as I told you, my kids are not very good with business. So now I'm taking care of the agricultural field. A lot of other animals keep coming inside and spoiling our vegetation. So I'm taking care of this agricultural field now. I shush away all the other animals by being a snake. And he says, now it is time. Kailash, you still have some consciousness left. You can start practicing bhakti. And Kailash says, no, no, no. We am this birth. I'm very busy. I have to take care of my household, my kids. My kids are having kids. So then Narad Muni decides to teach him a lesson. And he shouts very loudly, oh, look, there is a snake, snake, snake. And everybody comes and starts hitting that snake. And then Kailash, the snake, this time says, okay, I'm really very sorry. I think I have to understand this thing and start practicing sadhana because nobody really cares for this. So this is a very true fact. We try to do a lot of things. We want to do everything. And this material life has to be perfect, and there has to be nothing should go wrong. Everything should be as per our plan. This is what we try. And we are every time we try, we are greatly unsuccessful, and we still try. Ishopanishad says that there are four types of intelligence. Suppose if there is a dangerous place up ahead, and I told you, please don't go there. You will not go there. You understood it by hearing itself. First chance, you understood it. First class intelligence. If I tell you, please don't go there, that place is dangerous, you will hear me, but you will still go and see, is it really dangerous? And then you realize, yes, it is dangerous. Let's not go there. So you heard me, you saw it on your own. You did two steps. This is second class intelligence. The third class intelligence, I will tell you, don't go there. It is dangerous, but you will hear me and you will still go. And after going there, you will fall. You will get hurt. And then you will realize, okay, next time I will never do it. This is third class intelligence. And fourth class intelligence, you will hear me that I'm saying don't go. You will still go. You will fall, and you will fall and come down up again, getting hurt. Next time, I will be careful and not fall. This kind of intelligence is considered as fourth class of intelligence. So this is what most of the people in material world suffer with. That next time something I will do, that it will be perfect. But it can never be perfect, because this is the material world that we are in, and this is a place of misery. And it is very, very important that in time being, we realize that this is the place of misery and give up all these material activities and start concentrating on our sadhana more. Here, there is one more example that I could think of. That is, we have always seen a picture of a man hanging from a tree, and down there are a lot of alligators, and on the side, the elephant is pushing the tree, and but still, the man hanging on the tree is very excited to taste the honey that might drop from the beehive up there. He's still trying to stick out his tongue that I can get one drop of honey. This is the situation of living entity who are getting human body, that they are trying to enjoy something wherever possible, but this is coming at what cost? We don't realize. We don't realize that so many birds have passed away. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bahunam Janma Namante. It takes so many births to just realize the term, name Krishna. And then you get an opportunity to bhakti. So it was a wake up call for me. I do get wake up calls every now and then when I'm reading Shastra. I don't know how much I'm adhering to them, but it is a wake up call that it's time that we start focusing on our sadhana more. So with this, we end the discussion today of 11th verse. We'll start again with 12th tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dhanvatana.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.